Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Ribble, and many of you already know that I was a former small business owner. I was a commercial roofing contractor. I have a lot of statistics and data and all this to try to make a compelling argument for what we're trying to do here. But I think I would rather just maybe talk to you a little bit about personal experience and ask you a question. In many respects, I wonder how in the world have we come in 3.5 years from yes, we can to don't you dare? And that's really where we're at in our economy right now. And, you know, as I was growing up, as I was a young kid growing up in the 1960s, so it does age me a little bit, I had to watch my dad try to start our family's roofing business. And, you know, he was gone a lot. Gone at supper time, gone at breakfast, gone at night. As he tried to not just build a company, but in many respects build a future for our family. He was the quintessential American, living the quintessential American dream. It was his dream, which ultimately became my dream. And now it's become my nephew's dream. It's the third generation of my family run our company. But I wonder, as we talk about the circumstances that we find ourselves in our country today, where we see the gap widening between those who have made it and those who are trying to make it in America, I wonder what role this plays in it. And I'm convinced it plays a big one. There's a reason that companies are not starting up today. And as good as my father was, he was a tough Marine. As good as he was, I wonder if he could do what he did then today, given the rules that we have today. And I've often spoken about regulations because having run your own business, you get to see it firsthand. It's not something that is esoteric. It's not something that's just out there in the world. It's something you deal with every single day. And it becomes very, very real. It hits at the heart of the American dream itself. And so what we're trying to do here is not even take away regulation, not deregulate anything, but to slow down the onslaught of regulations. My title of the bill is the Midnight Rural Relief Act. We know that presidents from both the left and right, Republican and Democrat, often try to execute their own ideology and philosophy by cutting loose the regulatory agencies during the lame duck session. And we're saying, you know what, if this bill passes, we're going to rein in the executive branch. During Bill Clinton's White House, midnight rules that happened during the lame duck were 3.5 times more than the average number in the same period during his regular term. President Bush was 2.5 times more. Presidents have a tendency to issue lots and lots of regulations as they go out the door. And this will prevent them from doing that, and it will give some control back to the Congress, which is rightly where it belongs. Article 1, Section 1 of the United States Constitution is fairly simple and straightforward. It starts with the word all. It's pretty inclusive, A-L-L. It starts with the word all. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives. Our federal system now has so ballooned that that isn't what's going on anymore. And I think it ought to be. And next, I'd like to introduce Ben Quayle from Arizona.